Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horseback Archery Podcast with me, Linda, and
me, Johan. And this week, we're just gonna continue where we left off last time. Enjoy.
how do you think the sport will develop in the future?
I think for right now, we go on. We have three federations, all do great jobs. They have a lot of positive things. I hope in the near future we can bring all the federations together because for right now we do the same. We are not coming so often together. That make me, of course, a bit sad because we're doing the same. But this is, politics and some self-interest. But I hope we go together. Every federations, every sport organization have really good decisions, really positive things. But of course, they have some weaker things and they make also small mistakes. And this is no problem because every sport, when a sport grow up, it have a longer term. This means to find the perfect person, the perfect position, it need time. But what I see, we have huge, nice competitions. We have a lot of good horseback archers. The riding level was also increasing. The entertainment level is really better. Every country should much better because in the past every time Hungary was the first place. Really just Hungary, 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 Hungary. And it was really nice, but my students was so lazy that there was not even shooting because there was knowing when we go to competitions there will be even winners because there are the one eye guys and everybody was blind. Of course, the one eye guy will beat the blind peoples, and we was doing that. And after the European Championship in Germany, when I was starting to go to other countries and I give the knowledge what Hungary had, because Hungary was for sure one of the strongest horseback archers in the world, and because of the sport horseback archery. Of course, we had other countries like Turkey, like Korea, that do a martial art level, and this was, of course, amazing in their own level. But it's really difficult to put martial art together with the sport. It's a bit different because martial art is something else. Both are beautiful, but it's not the same. And we realize that the level jump up every country because we give them the knowledge, we teach them to be the same level. And now we are not the first place anymore. It's not a problem. Now the French team is really good. Poland is really good. Sweden, Finland. Finland was example 2 years ago really strong, or even USA make an amazing performance. This means we have so many good countries now. Turkey is coming, and Indonesia. And what I like, it's more international, and we give each other the knowledge, and we have a lot of good teachers all over the world. They're traveling and they give the knowledge, and we can build up together the sport. Because my personal problem was, I love Hungary and I'm living here and I love this country. It's really amazing and really beautiful. The culture, the food, and the women are really nice, but it has nothing to do with the podcast. But not this is the reason to come. It's the reason is it's a really nice country, but when we are shooting just every time the best, and then we are staying alone. And when we are alone, peoples will be bored and peoples will leave the spot. And when many people are doing it, and we have maybe international live streaming, then we have an international level. And now it's much better. We meet each other, and there are so many nice countries in the world. Not just Hungary is nice, Italy, Spain, it's amazing. This means we go there, we see, example, the Spain culture, we compete, and the best is winning. And I think it's much more international now, and the level was jumping up quite a lot. What do I think? For right now, we have, of course, a big problems that there is two ways: hobby way and the more experienced way. The more experienced way are the organizers, the teachers, and also the people who produce equipments. For all of the three, the most important is to build up the sport. And of course, we have the hobby part, and the hobby part that do a lot. But often what I realize, what's the problem, that when we speak about leading the sport, we have of course the federations, and there are a lot of nice peoples in, but the peoples who lead there, they are often not in the professional mindset. This means they know a lot, but they're not teachers. This means when I do a wrong decision and I am a teacher, I lose my job in a way. This means I will not do a wrong decision. But when I am a hobby person, I will decide something good or bad. Maybe it will help or maybe not, but it doesn't care me in a way because I have a different job. And what I realize, one of the main problems for right now, that we don't have strong, good enough leaders who tell the world, guys, we have a nice product. The product is horseback archery, and we need to bring it up to a higher level. We need to give the possibility to for hobby level to compete, and we need to give also for the professional level to grow up. And we need to let them do. We don't need to make limits. We need to push them up. And of course, all federations do a lot of work, often, of course, for free. This means when you do it for free, it's difficult to grow up. And the federations, I'm sure, will reach the level to really developed to the level as other federations. This means there are paid employees, there are professional peoples in it, and then of course we can go much higher, but we need a bit more time to grow to this level. For now, we are strong children, but soon we will be adult. And this is the jump what we will need. And the time will come that we are growing up. And who will do it? The new generation, the peoples who are more professional. There need to be some peoples who say, guys, let's build up the sport. We don't know if it's a good level or not, but it's a beautiful sport. And I think we was doing so much even now for the sport. But of course, COVID and the financial problems because of the war is also influencing the hospitality world quite a lot, and all over the world. The inflation in the world, this means it's not just the mistakes of the federation why we cannot go up. It's also the mistakes of the clubs, of the teachers a bit, and about COVID, because when the COVID was coming and people have more problems at home, of course, sport is sport, but family is, of course, much more important as the sport. And people are deciding to protect the family first and not maybe to continue to do the sport. But we have a beautiful community, and I'm sure will go to a higher level. And I'm behind all the federations. I try to help them, and I will never give up. And I see often the problems, but there is no problem. There's solution.
Yeah. I've heard rumors about horseback archery was supposed to be in the Olympics before the COVID. Do you know more about that?
Yeah, the plan was that there is possibility that we are showing in the Olympics a new sport. This means there's every time some sports you can go into the Olympics and show it. And maybe when the people have interest, then we can go up to a higher level. Of course, COVID was changing everything because even the Olympics was moved away. There was a plan to make in Paris the World Championships, and Ellen was trying to organize, but of course, because of COVID and because all the craziness what we had, they need to cancel it. And this was the reason we cannot continue like that. There was also a big thing happening in Jordan, that Prince and the King was inviting some of the horseback archers. There was also trying to do a big highlight, a big show, and a big sport in the country. But after COVID, they was doing something else because they had other problems as horseback archery. But I'm sure we can go up. I don't know if the goal is to be in the Olympics, because Olympics have many positives and of course negatives. Now we are free. We are freedom. We are shooting. We can decide what we are doing. And the Olympics is nothing else like a business. This means when it's just business, there are sponsors who give us money, and they will decide how do we need to sit on the horse. And I'm not sure it is good or not good. In a way, it's good.
But not ready.
Yeah, it's depend of the situation, but we can for sure grow much higher. And with the live streaming, I try to also give some percentage to the sport to grow up. That's what I can do. And I'm sure everybody is doing. There's so many people who do for free for our sport things. It's unbelievable what they do. And in a way, a big thanks for all of them, because often people don't know what they do. But I know how much work is to lead the WAF, to lead the EHA, or to lead the kosher system. How much paperwork, how much meetings, how much telephone calls. And we all need to know it's not a business reasons why they do. They do it because of the heart, and they do it because of us. And this is so much work what they do behind the laptop. It's unbelievable. Of course, I work a lot of too, and I help. But I need to say I'm really happy that we have the peoples in the board meetings, because they do so much work for us, and nobody can really see what they do. But it's a lot of work to make the rules, to make the rule book, to make everything. It's a lot of work, and they do it for free. We need to know that nobody is asking for any money, and that's really good to see.
Do you have any advice for our listeners who have not yet started with horseback archery or just begun with the sport?
First of all, when we start horseback archery, I think the most important is to do it one time, because it's a feeling you will never forget in your life. And it's not just archery when you shoot your arrows, because archery, example, when I was starting to teach, I was thinking it's just a sport. It's not just a sport. It's a really nice preparation, most for the young generation, to keep the focus into the second, to be there at the place, to forget everything, to be really focused, and to do in the second the perfect movement. And when we think about in life, we are doing so many things in a day or in an hour. But the most important is that there are things when we do something, we need to be 100% focused. And there are other things it's not so important to be focused. And even kids, they need to understand when they are learning, they need to learn 100%. They don't need to learn long, they need to learn optimal. This means some of the kids, I was doing also the mistake. I was sitting in front of my math book and I was watching the pictures 6 hours long, and I was learning maybe 2 hours and looking the pictures 4 hours. I hope you understand. I was not really focused. And it's better to focus just 30 minutes and then maybe do something else. And then again, 30 minutes focus and do again. And when we do this and we are upgraded higher and higher, and then we will have good marks, and we take this to the university and we take it into the life. This means when we are driving, we are focused. When we are speaking with our wife and husband, we are really focused. This means it's not just a sport. When somebody is a good horseback archer, he or she will take a lot of skills into the life. And I need to say it's also a really great sport, because more and more people are sitting into the office. They are working with a not a good back position. This means they're working on the laptop. They don't sitting straight. And I think horseback archery or archery, it's a really good sport to make the body straight, to be looking like a king or like a queen, because when you're pulling the bow, you're closing the shoulder blades, you make your back muscles much more stronger. This means you will be looking more serious, you will be looking like,
Proud.
yeah, proud is a good word. Yeah, this was what I was searching. This means you will be from a slave, you will be a king when you do the sport. And it's so strange, because you go to the job and people will looking, wow, he's serious. And what was changing? You're walking straight. You're walking like George Clooney. I hope you understand.
Yeah, you get more confident in yourself just with how you walk and how you behave.
Yes, and example, the riding part, it's even a better spot, because many people use horses for rehabilitation. This means, of course, everybody have the body and the mind, and this is the sport what's helping both in the same time. Mostly, the horses need to have a leader. This means we can give them some candies, we can give them some, yeah, here, horses, I like you, but the horse will really not respect us because of this food. He will respect us because we give a safety concept and we tell him, the horse, I will protect you from the wolves. And the horse instinctive don't know that there is no wolves anymore. Yeah, there is, but nobody will attack the horse. And the horse need to feel the protection when we are sitting on the horse and we are walking to the horse. The horse can read us. This means the horse don't need to ask us how was our day. The horse will see how we are moving, what type of person we are really, and what day we had. Do we had a good day? Are we tired? Are we not in a good mood? And the horse can read us. This means we need to change our inside and in the same time our outside to have the perfect balance. This means when we are sitting on the horse and you are too soft, this is not good because the horse will not respect you. When you are too hard to the horse will be not respect you. This means you need to have the perfect balance, and this is the balance we need also in the life. This means when we are too soft in the life, it's not working. This means we need to be more, push us into the position, and there are things we need to listen, there are things we need to speak, and we need to feel the perfect timing. And I think archery combined with riding and with horseback archery is this best sport to prepare us for the life. And this is no joke. All my kids was coming with problems in the mind, body problems. They was not have the confidence. They was not feeling nice enough. The marks was not good. And after 2 years, they have a nice girlfriend and they have good marks and they have a goal in their life. And the parents ask us what's happened. It's not just a sport, it's a preparation for the life. And I think this is the most important what I can tell for everyone, not just for kids, for everyone.
Well, I have a last question. What is your best personal memory from this sport?
Yeah, the memories, this feeling when you are sitting on your own horse and the horse is not just a horse, you are feeling like a centaur. This means the horse is cantering and you are thinking on the canter and the horse know what you need to know without really big pressure. This means you are so in symbiosis with the horse that the horse is doing exactly what you think. And I was doing this in my life 2 times with 2 horses. This means I was working so much with the horse that the horse was feeling me and I was feeling the horse. It's maybe the same example like Avatar, for sure. The most of you saw when the Avatar put the hairs together and then they are in the mind together. And this is also possible to do with your own horse when you have the perfect feeling. And then in the same time, you take the bow and you're shooting your 10, 11 arrows into the target. And when you were starting, you was knowing before it will be a perfect round. This means it's like a deja vu that before you start, you know what will happen. You go with the horse into the canter, like in the dream, you're shooting your arrows and you hitting 95% of the arrows into the target face and you have the perfect feeling. It's not just the points, how much points you shoot, because in a way, that's not the most important part. I know everybody want to shoot points. The most important part is to have this perfect feeling. I know that some of us we have the same feeling when we meet friends. We have the same feeling when we do a good job. We have the same feeling when we do a good exam at the school. But I had the feeling to I don't know how to say when I was doing the horseback archery, not every time because often I going too much into the business and I lose the feeling. But in the beginning, when I was put my whole focus into the horseback archery to do these rounds, it's amazing feeling. And this is the feeling what I try to give to everyone they meet me to have the perfect feeling. And this is so good feeling. You will never forget this in your life. And this is maybe my best experience when I do the sport and I meet the sport. And I try to show this feeling for everyone.
So what you are talking about is some kind of fulfillness, or maybe completeness is a better word.
Exactly, yeah. It's difficult to say. It's more like a Shaolin, how to say it's energy and body in the same time and feelings. And I think it's an incredible spot, I need to say.
I'm kind of surprised it only happened to you twice.
Yeah, of course, few times I feel it a bit, but to feel it longer for 1 hour, maybe. I have it two times in my life. I was maybe 17 and 19 or something like that. I remember the day, but it's like a samurai. This means you do a movement many, many, many times. And then you are reaching the level to be a master. And it's not just you master in speed shooting and you shoot your arrows. You're master in mind, you're master in your life. Everything what you do, you try to do it with profession. And this is the reason what I'm thinking. Many people don't understand how to be a big master. You need to be a master in your mind. This means, how do we start? We are waking up. When do we wake up? With discipline. We wake up, we go, we do this, we do that, we do our breakfast, then we put everything back. This means to wash up the dishes and everything influencing our mind. It's crazy what I say because people think the business persons are good in business. No, the business person are good in business because what they do, they try to do everything in a great level. This is same like the sportman. When somebody do a really good riding lesson, you will be surprised when you go into his house. Mostly everything have a system. This means they're thinking like a system. And here, what we are doing, we are preparing the persons to think in a system, to do it in a system, and the life is in a way a beautiful system. And there's a lot of nice things and also of course difficult things, but this is happening also in the spot to find the solution as fast as you can.
A good structured balance through life.
Exactly, yeah.
How come you stopped competing and only train
It
from
was a
now
really
on?
difficult decision in 2020 when COVID was starting. In Hungary, we need to close the stable for 6 months. And why? It was a government rule. It was not allowed to bring students up. And the first what was happened, I sell 11 horses. I had before 26 horses, and then I sell 11 horses. And of course, I start to be in import export businesses. This means I do other work too, and I start to work in it because I was not allowed to travel. Everybody was stopping to do horseback archery. Nobody was buying equipments. This means everything was stopping. And when I start to make import export, I was realizing I'm a really good horseback archer and for sure a good teacher too. And many people invite me, and maybe I have the most international clinics all over the world. But I'm even better in business. This means I feel it. But the problem in business is really boring, how to say. It have nothing to do with humans. This means it was not uploading me. I make nice business and nice money, but I was not happy. But of course, we need money to feed our horses, to feed my family. This means I need to sacrifice myself to do something else to be still alive at COVID time. And of course, in these times, I was try to save what I can. And after when COVID was slowly stopping, then the economy problems was starting. This is one of the reasons why Hungary is not competing anymore. Not because we don't want to compete. The Hungarians have so bad money situation for right now that the people have no money to travel. Of course, they would love to come, but all the prices jump up. And of course, in Europe, we have rich countries and less rich countries, and Hungary is a beautiful country, but belongs to the not rich countries, and the peoples have not enough money to compete. And I was trying to organize many competitions to keep the motivation up. And I start to travel many, many places, and I get every year 5, 6 more clinics. This means first I had maybe, I don't know, 1,500 students in 2020, and now till 2024 I have close to be 1,000 students more. This means so many more people's coming, and then I realized, okay, I need to copy myself. This was the reason I was starting to the teacher clinics. Then I realized I need to support the competitions and make upgrades of competitions. I was trying to give the work to somebody else, but nobody was doing it. Nobody have the energy to do, and also not the money to do. Because even what we can see, the live streaming, it was amazing work, but I was putting quite a lot of money into the project. A lot, how to say, in a way, a car I was putting in just to do it, because I cannot ask the competitors to pay for it, because the people are happy to come, but nobody have so much. And I hope in the next years I will ask the Horseback Archery World guys, I don't know if I do good decisions, but I try to build up the sport. But we need to have fuel in the car to make the projects happen. This means there are many ideas, but without support, it's really difficult to go on. And when we reach a level that we have big companies or maybe the government behind us, then everything will be much easier. But we need to reach the level, and this is the reason we need to go on. And then I realized I need to be teacher of the teachers. I need to be teachers of the students. Then I need to teach the horses. Then I have my Hungarian team. I try to give them energy too. Then I make open days. Then I make import export businesses. Then I upgrade my equipments. And I was doing the online lesson system and an RPG system. This is a really new thing. I think you will be freaking out when it come out in the beginning of next year, because this is a motivation system. And we was upgrading all these things. An example of online system, we was doing over 100 videos, and one video takes 8 9 hours, and I was doing between the two flights, how to say. This means it's difficult because I have one life. And of course, I have a girlfriend and my family. This means the reason I was stopping to compete, that I realized I cannot do everything in the same time. And the other problem is that everybody thinks I'm the best horseback archer in the world. And maybe statistically, when we look back the last 20 years, even now I have the most first places. But the statistic is not so good because I was going to the most competitions. And this means not a good the word, but to keep the level, I can just do it when I sacrifice myself and I don't build up the sport. When I do this, then the class will be empty here and I can fill up my own class. But for me, my personally winnings, it's not so important for me anymore. I love to win. I love to meet the friends, but I want to give the new generation the possibility to see a really serious sport. And my personal problem is I don't see so many engine in the horseback archery world, and the most people mention also my name, because the most people say that I am one of the less peoples who invest and to do maybe the most in the sport. I don't know. It depends. There are many people who do, and I'm really happy. But I try to push the sport up, and there is nobody who will do it when I don't do. When I sit down, I sitting into the Ibiza, and everybody do, but I'm afraid when I stop to do, then it's a big problem, because others are doing, but nobody have the motivation or have the age to really change the sport. And I hope my personal goal to build up the sport, to make a nice office, to make a nice people's in it, and then give the knowledge what I have, and I hope it will be rolling without me. And that's my goal. And I hope it will be also rolling without my money. This means now I invest quite a lot, but I'm happy to do. This was my decisions, and I love to do that. It's really going. It's like computer game for me in a way.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
Yeah, it's a really nice.
And at the moment, you invest time and money to help it grow and get more of what it already are.
Yes, and I'm sure maybe sometimes I will think back, and this was the best decisions to do. Keep the money and to buy, I don't know, houses and cars. It make not the person happier. And this is also one of the reasons why I'm flying so often, because I want to invest. I need the money. This is the reason I fly so many times. I help everyone. And I'm stupid to say, no, I don't have time. Example, the next year, it's even full, but it's full without asking the word, guys, who want to make a clinic? I don't write it even down because everybody's contact me, and every year's full, more full, more full. And I'm happy to do it, but I try to put myself a bit out of it, and I will put other people's in it, that everything is self-working. This means I don't want that everything is building on my name. I don't want, because this is the biggest problem, that when I have an accident, everywhere we crash. I want that we have a self-working system with a lot of great peoples, and we have a lot of amazing horseback archers, amazing organizers. Just, we need to put the lines together, and then we have a big chance to have a beautiful, nice spot. That's the goal. And then maybe I will come back when everything is built up, and we are in, maybe in the Olympics, and we are in the television, and maybe I will have family and my children's. Maybe I will come back to competing in the senior category, or maybe in the master category, and I try to shoot as I was shooting when I was younger, because horseback archery is a really nice sport. Maybe I will not shoot the level, but people will understand, when you have a life, then you have something in your mind. And to win, I remember it was so nice feelings, and not just that I win the first place or maybe the second or the third. I was learning in every competition quite a lot. And there's one example, and what I need to say to the end. There was the first European Championship in 2008 in Germany, and there was that put everybody in the straight line. I was the first, and we was maybe 60 competitors, and in the end there was a Japanese horseback archer who was the last, and he was the last with 0 points. He was shooting 0 points, really. And they say the names from place number 60 to place number 1, and he was so happy with the last place. And it uploaded me so much, because I realized you don't need to be the first to be happy. And this is the reason we work on the RPG system. It's a motivation system, because I want to show the person, when you are shooting a bit better as yesterday, you are shooting a bit faster, a bit more accurate, with a bit better feeling, then you was growing. And that's the most important. This means maybe you will be world champion, but not the person will be winner who is the world champion. Maybe there's a person who had a bad life, and he had a really nice shot, just one shot. And this one shot will change maybe his life. This means he's a much bigger winner as the champion. I hope you understand the example. This means everybody is competing for themselves. This means we are our biggest enemy. We need to grow up, to upgrade our skills, and this is why horseback arch is just amazing.
So then you would say it's a good idea to be using the grading system.
It's a really good idea. Even the post-match system, they are really great. Of course, a few times they're changing the rules, and it's a bit different, but it's mostly made in horseback archery. And the RPG system, it's made for archery, made for riding, made for teach the horseback archery horse to a better level, what we don't have for right now. And it's also made to be a good horseback archer. This means there are many skills to go, because horseback archery, the most people's, when they don't go up in the grading, it's usually a riding problem or a archery problem. And the most people thinks you can solve the problem when you do more horseback archery. No, you don't need. Example, when you are not fast enough, you don't need to sit on the horse. You can put the horse back, and you start to make loading exercises on the ground. And there are many exercises you can speed yourself up, and then you can sit back on the horse, and you will shoot much, much better. This means the solutions are not everywhere there where you think it's there. You need to go maybe 3 steps back to go 10 steps front. You understand that this means it's not so easy, the sport. But when I see the mistakes, I look it really deeply into the problem, and then I try to find the solution. And I explain to this, to that. There was a person example, he cannot shoot up, and I tell him, go to yoga for 2 weeks and you will shoot 50 points more. And he was shooting 50 points more. He asked me why. Because you're not flexible enough. It's not, it's not just riding or shooting. Maybe it's a flexibility. Everybody have a weakness, and the RPG system is showing exactly the problem, what you have, what's the main problem. And when you don't know the solution, we will give you also videos how to find the solution. This means everybody have a system. You will see the mistake, and this is what we was doing 3 years long, because we realize Hungary everything is easy because we have teachers, but many countries don't have teachers. This means this is an online teaching system with a lot of upgrades. And of course, it's not finished. We are trying to upgrade it bigger and bigger, but this is the start of something big. This is what we think.
Yeah, I'm truly looking forward to look through the online school. It's gonna be very interesting to see everything and see how it all looks like.
Our goal was to put it together, because the RPG system with the online system together, it's the perfect combination. Just we was finishing the online system earlier. This was the reason we published it earlier, and now we get a lot of nice feedbacks. It's really nice, and the RPG system, it's also good. And then of course we are trying to build up what's missing, because when there's something wrong, I'm often the first one they tell me. And it's not a problem when there's something wrong or some problems. I try to help, and it's really important that the horseback archery world see everything together. This means we are all sitting in one ship, and I think there are of course some smaller conflicts, but the most important is to speak with the other, to listen to the other, to listen why the person thinks like that, because everybody have something in their mind, and they do something because of some reasons. But I love to work with humans together, and I have a lot of friends, and everybody have some nice skills. Everyone. This means there's maybe somebody who is good in marketing, the other is good in cooking, the other is good in working with horses. This means everybody have the perfect position, and when you put the positions in the right place in the right time, you will have an amazing group. And this is the thing what we have. We have a nice community, and when we use the strength of everyone, we can make so much more. And then there's also no conflicts anymore, because everyone is important in this sport. It's not like this one person is more important like the other. No, everyone is important.
Well, Christoph, I think this was a really long episode. Do you have something short you want to finish with?
I hopefully this was a nice, clear episode, and I hope I give everybody the inspiration to start or even to understand the sport, what we are doing, and what is the community. How do we start? What do we do? It's really a lovely way, and I hope people are joining. People are trying to do it in a hobby level or even in the experience level. And I hope some of them will be maybe teachers, some of them will be maybe organizers, and we need everyone into the sport. It's a really sport what everybody can do. You can do it in a long term. You don't need to have so much money to do like show jumping. This means with some money you can start to do the sport. You don't need to have expensive equipment. You can do it with good equipment. This means it's a really nice compact sport, and in a way everybody can win. This means even I meet people's over 60, they were shooting amazing points. This means when you say something like that, who I'm 50 and now I'm old. No, in this sport nobody's old, everybody can do, woman, man, young, old, and I think it's a really nice sport with a lot of fascinating thing, and everything everybody can do. When you want to do it because of sport, when you want to do it because of a tradition or martial art, for sure, in this sport you will find all the things, and this is the best part. And I hope I will meet some of you. And when you have any other questions, of course, let me know. I try to help you, and that's what I can say. And I'm really happy to be here, and I hope we will do other podcast.
Yeah, it's really nice to have you in this podcast. We are grateful that you wanted to join us.
And also thank you so much, Johan and Linda, for you too, that you are putting this together, because it's a really nice thing. There was some interviews in the past, but it's really good to have a podcast. People can listen to it. People can use it in the car and have a better vision of what we are doing. And I think it's a really nice for the promotion for the spot. And thank you so much for your help and your work.
Really, thanks for those nice words, and I hope everybody have a great listening, and thank you for joining us. And if any of our listeners have any questions, they can contact us on our Facebook page or directly to you at your Nemeti Academy website. There, I think they find all contact information if they want to reach you, Christoph.
For sure.
Yes, and then I say really thank you for this time
Yes, super thanks.
and goodbye to next week.
Thank you so much. And I wish you everybody a nice evening. Bye bye.
Yes, bye bye.